Nash, big up all of the Akim and the Aquaf, the Virgin them, who are help push up the truth. And today, man want to chat about them NASA SpaceX, man, them dog. The scripture tell us that their sins have reached unto heaven. And one sin is for lie. And the scripture tell you so that they are the father of lie. Their father hated them brother from the beginning and he was a liar from the beginning. Because him a the father, I'm a murderer. Right? So their sins, like them lies, have reached onto the heavens, space, right? So up there, them are all a lie about space. Them lie about everything. Them lie about the Bible. Them lie about them politics. Them lie about World War III. Them lie about wars, money. Them lie about everything and even a lie about space. The word NASA itself is a Hebrew word meaning for the sea. Right? So NASA mean to deceive and SpaceX is just another branch of NASA. Right? Them man there, they remember them send the four woman them up in a space the other day, like a couple months ago, right? When the Air Force pilot a flying plane 600 mile an hour, and make a turn in bank, and him face scrunch up, and them call it G-force effect. Right? 600 mile an hour make a turn. Him a go through G-force effect. The girl them in the rocket SpaceX thing, I go 10,000 mile an hour. You know, see no G-force effect on them face. Because you see Goku got Super Saiyan 3. You see Dante doing Inferno thing against Demon. You see Spider-Man and Superman fight the Joker and Doom and them man there. And you realize CGI computer graphics effect and animation and TV. So what you seen on the TV when you see Katy Perry and Gail King and the rest of them girl there go up in a space was a lie. You know them have them zero G plane where go up on a steep angle, then the plane decline on a steep angle, giving you the effect of no gravity for about a minute or 2 minutes on a time. Right? So we know they have ways of faking them zero gravity effect, which is a strike against the authenticity of the Katy Perry and Gail King girl them and go up in a space. Then the scripture tell you say he has given us certain knowledge of how the world was formed, namely the order of the element them. Elements go into the something them upon the periodic table like hydrogen, helium, carbon, things that make up the human body as well, like calcium, zinc, copper, iron. Right? Now the things that make up the human body are heavier than air, right? Zinc, copper, iron, right? These things are magnesium are heavier than air. And everything is governed by density and buoyancy, right? You see, a can is heavier. It's made of titanium and zinc, things that are heavier than the air. So when you let go of the can, it falls through the air. It now go, you see it, and it lick the ground. Right? Now certain things are denser than the ground, so when I'm going out, them land on the ground, them dent and imprint on the ground until the buoyancy of the ground can stop the indentating and the object which is heavier than the ground, like iron, will rest on the ground. It's all density and buoyancy. That's why when you let go of a helium balloon, the balloon go up, right? Too bad Isaac Newton with him oppositions of science, falsely so called. But we are not ignorant of their devices. So too bad he did not have helium balloons back in time when he come up with the theory of gravity. A theory is not a fact. A theory is educated guesses with information to back up their claims, but yet it is not a fact. All right. 2 plus 2 equals 4 is a fact. NASA, them space theory. theoretical physics, these are not facts. And the scripture tell you that them sins have reached unto heaven. You understand? That's why Isaiah tell you say he want for Babylon, the king of Babylon want for go up in the heaven and set him nest amongst the stars. Over there said them set them nest amongst the stars using them helium. That helium is a monoatomic goal, and we are not ignorant to any matter, great or small. Them a chat about Sumerian, Babylonian, and monoatomic goal. Helium is a monoatomic atom. You understand? Element. Just like oil is black gold, helium is monoatomic gold. With it, you can set your nest amongst the stars. That's why them I use to have the ISS International Space Station. Them I use helium, and then them put them in at the jet stream of the planet, and the jet stream, the winds go around. The scripture said that the south wind come up from the wind come up from the south, go up to the north, and then turn around again and come back down to the south. The circuits are the winds. Just like how the sun have a circuit, the stars have a circuit, winds have a circuit at a certain altitude. And them put them helium balloon them up in the air. We know the order of the elements. It tell you in the wisdom of Solomon. All these elements react, right? And we are not ignorant of anything. Great matter or small. But the NASA man them tell you say if you reach up to 250 mile above the earth surface, you are gonna be in a low earth or orbit where the effects of gravity can be overcome by speed and distance away from the curvature, which is a lie, which is an opposition of science, falsely so called. You know, say the word planet, right? Its earlier forms of usage were to describe stars. The Bible tell you about the creation of the earth, the sun, the moon, and the stars. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai never tell you, say, yo, say, yo, my you, listen, all right, me have some other world where you kind of walk on, other earth up in that ear. You see me? Because if you pick up earth, because earth is a combination of elements, and we know the order of the elements. Wisdom of Solomon 17. Earth is heavier than air. If you pick up earth and let go of the earth, release it, it's gonna fall back down to more earth. It now go up in the air like helium. So how could there be another earth like world up in the air? Worlds, planets. Planet means star, not other earth like world. All right. So there's no other. This is the only place we can be. Right. There is no Mars. Mars is a red star. There is no Venus. That is a star on the morning. You understand? NASA debunk because sometimes when you're looking at the night sky, like for the past 3 years, you could have seen Venus and Jupiter same time. Now Venus is in front of the Earth, and them global Earth heliocentricism, and Jupiter is behind the Earth. So if the Earth turn and face away from Venus, away from the sun, to face Jupiter, how can you see both of them at night time? Because this NASA is the lies are crumbling. The truth which has so long gone without fruit is now being declared. You understand? So we can't fall for these deceptions if we are the elect. The deceptions are so good. So NASA has the largest green screen room, Marvel movie them and DC comic book movie them get made and filmed up in the NASA studios. And if we are the elect, cannot be deceived by these things. But the deception is so high that even the elect might be deceived if Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai never shorten the days. But for the elect's sake, they are shorter. That's why the time seem like it'll go up faster. And the NASA man them are telling you, say, yo, the earth rotation speed up, dog. That's why the time come like it'll come faster. Dog. cannot fall for these deceptions. And to be harmless as a dove and wise as the serpent. Which these Nasa man them Edom in general are the serpent. And we have to be wiser than them. We have to know we cannot be ignorant of their devices, of their tactics, of their so-called oppositions of science. And that's why even that going on the mark of the beast, why man them fall for the mark of the beast, dog. Man them a put man before God. You are put the interpretation of a man before God. And what you can plainly see. You see the sun move across the sky every day. And you never say, yo, the sun a move. I know we are move. The scripture and the psalm tell us that the earth have a foundation and it's set firm so that it shall not move. And you make the NASA man then tell you say no, we are slingshot across around the sun, and the sun a move through the galaxy as well. Blah blah ray. No sir, NASA a liar. NASA in a Hebrew mean lie. You have Carl Sagan, Richard Fernand, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Mikaku, Machu, all of them theoretical physicists. Them dealing at theories, things that are not facts. Right? The scripture tell us about these things, about these men, these magicians, astrologers, soothsayers. We don't deal in these things. We are not dismayed by the stars, nor the heathen are dismayed at them. Yo, there's another world up there we can get to where life could take place. Them man they dismayed. They don't know what them they are confused. And we are not to be confused by these things. Right? You have them talk about gravity. Gravity is so strong and powerful. It can hold the earth ocean down, but it cannot hold a helium balloon down. Because gravity is a lie. If you get a hydrogen balloon, the gravity could not hold that down either. Because those things are less dense elements than the element of oxygen. Wisdom of Solomon tell us, Yahweh has shown us the operation of the elements. So we cannot be ignorant of these things. This information is out there. You are teach your children. Say if you fling a 5,000 pound elephant up in the air, 250 miles up in the air, it can go float. A foolishness that the elephant is a higher dense mass of elements than the air up above. That's why man can't even go up there. That in scripture tell you say flesh and blood cannot go up in heaven. It's space. Up there, and on oxygen there up there, a helium there up there, and hydrogen. There's two least dense elements on the periodic table. So you cannot breathe high up there. And there's a firmament up there, right? Separating the waters up there from the waters down here, right? And within that firmament, you have the sun, the moon, and the stars also. And stars can be translated to the word planet. Stars can be translated to the word planet. The word planet is a Greek word. We think stars come from Latin. You understand? So, yeah, we are not deceived, man. We study for sure ourselves approved unto God, not unto man. Man, them will laugh at you because you say, yo, that space thing fake, dog. Them will say, yo, them have satellites. That's all you think you get your phone. And then you show them because you are not ignorant in a great matter or small. You show them so that internet and telecommunication services are provided by undersea, deep sea cables spread across the whole world and by radio towers around all cities. And on space satellite. If them have space satellite, shallow one, brother. If them have space satellite, Why them use spy airplanes, spy jet planes? If them could have just looked on the satellite feed, because these things do not exist. A satellite is not a zero G mechanical contraption floating in a zero gravity. A satellite is a mechanical contraption carried in the jet streams of the earth using helium balloons. You have to look up Project Corona satellite and Project Skyhook. Corona satellite is the mechanical contraptions carrying computers and measurement instruments and cameras by helium balloon in the air, the stratosphere, the troposphere, different heights and elevations to gather information. Skyhook are the airplanes that come in and grab the balloons when the helium seep out. Helium is monoatomic, meaning it seep through materials that are containing it. That's why when you tie up a balloon, the balloon shrink over time because the helium is seeping through the walls of the rubber. You understand? That's why them Sumerian man them look for monatomic gold. Because with the monatomic gold, they can do them plan. With chat about in Isaiah. So them set them nest amongst the stars. With that helium, they can build large containers, stations, science labs, like the ISS, International Space Station. And then they can overcome the weight of it with giant helium balloons. To overcome the weight of a man, I think you need 700 cubic feet of helium to overcome the weight of a man. To overcome the weight of a building the size of a football field, you need a certain amount of helium. The largest purchaser of this helium, which is an element, is NASA. Right? So we not fall for these things, man. We are wise as serpents and harmless as doves. We study for sure ourselves approve unto God. We know that their sins, their lives have reached unto heaven. We now go far for it. So shalom, peace and blessing.